Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you some interesting features of Google AI Studio. So for some who are not familiar with this platform, Google AI Studio is a fast web-based platform designed for rapid prototyping and experimentation for Google's latest generative AI models, which is primarily the Gemini family models. So there are several models like it's Gemini image model, the text model, and also the video model, which is the Veo, and also the latest image model, which is the Nano Banana. Now, this is somewhat a lighter version of Vertex AI, which is this one. Now, just to give you a brief comparison, so Google AI Studio is designed for prototyping and experiments. So this is actually the fast path to use Gemini API. Well, Vertex AI is tailor fit for the more complex and technical roles like machine learning engineers, AI engineers, prompt engineers, where they actually use it to deploy AI models, and then also this is built for production and machine learning operations and a full life cycle management as well. As we can see, there are several tools like Cloud SQL, Kubernetes, but we're not going to dig deeper into that because we're going to focus on Google AI Studio. Now, you can do several things with Google AI Studio. You can test AI models using prompts like you can compare two different AI models, or you can do A/B testing where you can compare which of these AI models works best on certain tasks. Second is you can also build web applications through vibe coding, which is a new feature that was just recently released in Google AI Studio. You can also code export and sharing as well. And then also you can use the one of the popular features, which is the screen share or the real-time streaming, where this includes real-time streaming, often mentioned as part of this feature where you can do live analysis and observation. And then for now, we're going to actually start testing the some of the AI models. Now, first is we can see on the right hand corner is where you can um, check the or run the settings. You can adjust the temperature. So the purpose of this temperature is for you to adjust in between accuracy versus the creativity. So there is a catch to it. So the higher the temperature is, the more it's creative. However, the creativity could also impact its accuracy as well. So the lower the temperature is, the more it is accurate. However, we have to keep in mind as well that it may also sacrifice its creativity or its natural language processing as well. Now, one of the important features is grounding with Google search. Now, this feature, the purpose of it, if you enable this feature, is to ensure that the Gemini models is able to access real-time data source from the internet, specifically on Google search. For example, it can access sources from websites, from blog posts, and other open source or accessible resources that are found on the internet. And then at the same time, you can also adjust the output length as well. Now, all you have to do is you just click this button where it says there compare mode. And then I'm going to use this sample prompt instruction that I've already built earlier for testing purposes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare Gemini 2.5 Flash versus Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite. Okay, so on the bottom, this is where we uh, copy and paste the prompt so that we can test these two AI models. Okay, so we can see Gemini 2.5 Flashlight gave the fastest response, while Gemini 2.5 Flash was the last one was able to give its response. Now the question is, how do we know if which of these AI models ran the most accurate responses? So this is actually a very good question and a tricky question at the same time, because this is where we apply the human in the loop framework, where we have to utilize the necessary techniques or even other platforms to determine which of these AI models are most accurate. Now, just to share some of the things that I do is I also use another AI tool to help me efficiently fact check certain things. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ChatGPT. um, I'm going to use a prompt that I've already built earlier. So let me just go ahead and get this. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Now, you might be curious what's this panel for. This browser that I'm using is ChatGPT Atlas, which is OpenAI's agentic browser in response to Perplexity comment. So the reason why I'm using this is I'm going to use ChatGPT Atlas agentic feature where it's going to analyze the A/B test that I did to determine which of these two AI models gave the most accurate response. Now I'm going to ask ChatGPT, which is the agent mode, to determine which of these AI models ran the accurate result. Okay, so we can see it's currently analyzing the right hand panel. It says here that I can see on the left panel Gemini 2.5 Flash provided the most accurate and well structured answer in your A B test. Now, it will give you like um, the historical accuracy, the role, like it actually did gave the role of the administration. I did not even mention anything about the Marcos administration. So it says here that on 2.5 flashlight, it says here mentioned, but phrasing was less concise and slightly more narrative, while explain distribution plus political credit claiming clearly neutrally. And then it says your status today, revival. Mention Nutribun LG revivals in COVID era distribution accuracy. It says here on Gemini 2.5 also correct but with more repetition. So it gave a verdict that Gemini 2.5 Flash is the most accurate and higher quality response. Now, going back to human in the loop, one of the things that human in the loop framework does is it lets um, the human element to do the necessary fact checking on top of the AI's responses. So, meaning we don't actually rely 100% on the AI. We actually leverage AI to collaborate with it and make sure that we were able to maximize its capabilities and also its accuracy at the same time, provided that we were able to, it gives us the opportunity to whether determine and give us the necessary freedom to make decisions whether we choose this response or not. So those are the examples of human in the loop framework. Now, the next thing that we're going to utilize is we're going to show you the other feature, which is um, the Gemini Live. Okay, so I'm just going to edit the URL. Now, the purpose of Gemini Live is to let Gemini analyze what it sees on our screen. So we're going to enable a screen share feature, but we need to make sure that the screen share feature is also enabled on your computer or device. Like what I did is I ensure that the screen share feature on my settings is enabled for Google AI Studio. We can see on the right hand panel the settings, like we can see the resolution, the media resolution, whether we wanted to a higher token or a lower token. We can also set the thinking budget. So let's say it says here, it sets how much the model should think. So it says here zero token being not all, and let's say 24,576 being as much as possible, which means that it is able to more accurately view what it sees on the screen. So for now, I'm going to set it a little bit higher. And then it says here for function calling, it lets you define functions that Gemini can call. And then also this automatic function response, it says here that it enables function calling to get automatically generated responses for your call functions. And then grounding on Google search, similar with what we did earlier, is if you want Gemini to access real-time sources from Google search, which we can enable it for as well, for now as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to choose a different voice, and then I'm going to enable the screen share feature, and then also select entire screen. Gemini, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
The link mentioned is https:/ai.google.dev/gemini-api.docs.
No. You're at the wrong screen right now. So, can you see my current screen right now? My question to you is, where can I vibe code? Which option?
I see your cursor over the Ask a Follow-up input field. Below that, there are three icons: a search icon, a grid icon, and a paper airplane icon. Are you asking if you can bold the grid icon?
No. I'm asking you, I wanted to vibe code or build an app. Now, can you tell me this option that I hover right now or where I'm pointing?
Ah, I see. You're pointing to the Ask a Follow-up text input field. Are you asking if you can bold?
No. I'm not asking that. You're on a different screen. Can you see my screen right now where it says Google AI Studio, the fastest way from prompt to production with Gemini?
Got it. You're pointing to the title that says Google AI Studio. Fast track your path from prompt to production with Gemini. How can I help you with that title?
Okay,
Were you wanting to?
okay, based on what you see on the screen, can you tell me what option should I choose if I wanted to build my own app or do vibe code?
Based on the title, Google AI Studio, Fast Track Your Path from Prompt to Production with Gemini, the options available through Google AI Studio are where you would start building an app or developing code using Gemini. The specific options in the text are about analyzing requirements, designing the architecture, and validating a solution.
No.
Are you?
That's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so at this
My
point,
apologies. Could you please tell me what specifically you would like to know about building an app or code with Gemini?
okay, at this point, we can see that Gemini hallucinated. Now, some of the factors are our internet access or internet connection as well. So, what you can do is you can try to restart Gemini and then try to also um, make the necessary tweaking. So, we're going to try it again. So, I'm going to choose a different voice and then the thinking mode, and then we're going to probably set a much higher thinking budget. So let's say let's going to make it 12,600. Then for session context, target context, let's keep it as it is, and then let's proceed. Hey Gemini, based on what you see on the screen, can you tell me where I can vibe code?
Sure, I can help you with that. Vibecode Gemini Apps is located on the left side of your screen in a box that says What's New right above Try Nano Banana.
Okay, is this the one?
Yes, that's the one. Is there anything else I can help you find?
Okay, so where can I choose the Gemini model based on what you see on the screen?
You can find Chat with Models in the box to the right of Vibecode Gemini Apps.
Okay, so based on what you see on the screen, can you tell me what AI model should I choose?
The model you should choose depends on your needs. Gemini 2.5 Flash is good for tasks that need quick answers, while Gemini 2.5 Pro is better for more complex tasks. Do you have a specific task in mind?
I think that's it. That's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay, so there you go. At least Gemini gave us at least a little bit accurate answer compared to what we had earlier, since we were able to make some minor changes. Now, I actually built a framework that I'm going to use. I've used Claude. So I opted to use Cloud 4.1 Opus because 4.1 Opus is actually good in terms of generating more complex architecture includes, and it's also good for coding as well. Claude is also preferred by most developers and also builders as well. So this is the original prompt that I've used to build the architecture, and then this is the architecture that I'm going to use. I'm just going to change the name because I tested another similar application earlier. And then so I'm going to change it to Lutong Pinoy AI. And then I'm going to use Gemini Pro and click build. I'm going to switch my screen. Now, as we can see, this feature on the left panel is similar to the Replit agent, and then also other similar tools like Lovable. As we can see, it says here it's running for 18 seconds, and then also if we expand this, we're going to see Gemini's thought process, what files it's using. Like it says here metadata JSON. So it's actually generating the necessary files as well. In the middle, it says here, it's telling us contextually what it's currently doing right now. So we're going to actually wait for this for a couple of seconds. You can also show code editor. As we can see the codes that it's being generated, including the necessary metadata, the index.html, the files, and then when we click the preview, this is where we see the actual product. So right now, let's just go ahead and allow a few seconds or at least 2 to 3 minutes for Gemini to generate its response. Then we can actually expand this. We can see its thought process. It says here it's currently working on some adjustment. Like it says here, it's now revising the approach. And then as we can see, it actually generated a preview. Now what we're going to do, let's say for example, I wanted to, can you add a button that will enable text to speech similar to 11 labs. That is Filipino Tagalog accent. Okay, so we actually requested for an additional feature, and right now it's trying to think. Like we can already see the thought process. It says here it's developing the generate speech, and it's trying to integrate its feature. What we're going to see here in the right hand corner, it's going to refresh, which means that Gemini is already trying to apply the changes. Okay, it says here initiating Filipino, refining TTS logic. It's also applying the necessary integrations. It's also developing the audio integrations as well. Now, just to set the expectation now, if we can see these feature, we can copy the app. We can also open version history. We can also make sure to save the app as well after the changes were made. We can also save it via GitHub. We can also share the app and then also deploy the app. But in order for us to deploy the app, we need to make sure that we were able to set up a billing for Google Cloud. And just to set expectation that this feature, you should be the administrator, uh, if you have access to the console, because that's where you're able to set up the billing. So currently, it says here that it's making the changes like implementing the audio controls, playback indicator, smart playback, backend integration. So it's saying that it's going to use Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview TTS. And then it's going to take about a couple of seconds more because the feature is a little bit complex. We requested for the text to voice to be at least localized. So it's saying that it's experiencing an error, it's analyzing an error. So we can actually expand this so we can better understand what's the thought process of Gemini. Okay, so right now it was able to apply the changes. So we're going to test the chat. Can you tell me the history of sisig and how to cook this recipe? So we're going to test the chatbot. Okay, it's saying here that it's still drafting its response. Okay, so it was able to draft the response. So it says here it's giving the origin. It says here it's giving the cultural significance. And then it even gave us who actually invented sisig, which is Alig Lusing, and then the ingredients. And then how to cook, how to prepare it as well. And then it's giving us the sources where it got the recipe. We can test listen. We'll try to see if this works. Okay, so it's a little bit slow, so let's just allow a couple of seconds more since it says here it's buffering. Let's try this one.
Mabuhay! I am Lutong Pinoy AI. How can I help you explore the rich world of Filipino cuisine today?
Okay, let's try this one too. Okay, as you notice, just like in a brief few seconds, that the voice is actually localized to a Filipino Tagalog version. So we're going to also check to see if it works. So we're just going to wait for it because it's still buffering. So it's kind of a bit slow. So let's just wait a little bit. Okay, it's a little bit slow, but we can test this again because probably it's because of the number of the text.
Mabuhay! I am Lutong Pinoy AI. How can I help you explore the rich world of Filipino cuisine today? Ask me for a recipe like adobo or sinigang.
Okay, what's important, it's already working. So, um, as we can see, we were able to maximize.
Mabuhay! I
Yes, we can see we're able to maximize the vibe coding features of Google AI Studio. So, if you wanted to deploy the app, you need to make sure that you have a billing setup. But first, you need to make sure that you do have a project, so you can either choose on an existing project or create a new project. So we can try to um, choose an existing project. Let's see, refresh, but you need to make sure that you set up billing. So it's going to bring you to the Google Cloud Console, but in order for you to set up the billing, you need to make sure that you're also the admin and make sure that you link a billing account as well.
audio description follows. First, dish overview. Name, Sisig, pronounced Sisig. Origin region province,
Okay,
Pampanga, Central Luzon, Philippines. Cultural significance.
it's already working
Sisig
now.
is a quintessential Filipino dish celebrated for its bold flavors and resource.
Let's just refresh it. And that's it. That's the demo that we showed today. So we just have to keep in mind that the features that we've shown you might be different in the next few months. It's because these AI platforms or the AI models are improving over time. So at least we were able to explore and also determine the capabilities and limitations of these features specifically with Google AI Studio. That's all. Thank you very much.